Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick unboxing and first look at the Hollyland Mars 300. This is a dual HDMI wireless transmission system, $499 US. It has a line of sight range of 300 feet. You heard correctly. It does require line of sight, but it's a bargain if it delivers at that price point for those of you that are looking for something for your filmmaking needs or just field production use where you want to be able to wirelessly transmit the signal from the camera that you're using to capture your content to a preview monitor for direction purposes or whatever it may be, just preview. So with that said, I also want to disclose this was provided to me by Hollyland to review. Not much to see on the packaging, but I've heard and seen good things, which is why I agreed to review it. So with that said, let's get this out of the box, if I can get a thread. And I can really, even personally, see a great need for something like this. The line of sight is an issue, but really shouldn't be depending on the environment that you're using it in. So that's the critical element. And if you do need something that's not relying on line of sight, you will be spending a lot more than $500 US. Right now, I believe this is available through Amazon, Adorama. I don't know if B&H carries it. I will include applicable links if I've got them. So we've got our Hollyland paperwork right here, which is the user manual. Oh. And that pretty much goes over everything. And by the way, 1080p is the max resolution, if I did not state that already. And we have our two units. Well, actually, I'm going to start with accessories. Let's just get everything out of the box. So we've got what appears to be the actual power adapter, as well as, of course, converter for at least the power source we have here in the States. And then what else is in here? Let's see. There's quite a bit of little things. We've got a USB type A to a micro USB right there. And then we have the transmitter. Oh man, these are really wedged in there, I will tell you. There we go. That is one. And the other. Both of them do require dual antennas. And this does not come with a battery, so I will need to pick up, as the antennas just fall out, I will need to get some batteries. So there are the included antennas, which you just screw on very easily. And then we have some mounting accessories. See if I can get the other one out of there. They are really wedged in there, let me tell you. Some serious packaging. I may just have to... Can this even be removed? I don't know. Yeah, it looks like it can. I didn't know if maybe they glued it in, because I should be able to just pop this out once I get it out of there. Okay, so there goes that logic. That's not going to work out, is it? And that's not going to come out either. Oh, how I love unboxings. But I'm trying. I don't have long fingernails. Should have brought someone who doesn't maintain themselves. Okay, so... another piece of mounting gear right here. So basically, again, the idea is very simple. You have the RX, and you can already see we have on the unit in my right hand the HDMI output as well as the HDMI input. So you would be taking your HDMI in to this output to, so if it's coming off of a camera, it's going to go right here. You have the ability to do a direct output to a monitor right there. And then this is your wireless receiver. So you do have to pair it. You can see right there, it has what they refer to as an upgrade, which I believe is this included micro USB right here. And then channel selection, because they do need to be on the same channel, link, the video, I believe that will probably change your modes. You have, of course, HDMI out here and out here as well, because this is where you're going to be actually receiving the signal from the camera. So this is the unit for the camera itself. That's why it has an input. Whereas here you have the ability to drive what appears to be two simultaneous displays for preview. So that's a nice thing in the event that you need it. And then you can see both of them have inputs for hardwired power, we only have one included hardwire DC option. The other option is to go with batteries. They're inexpensive. Essentially the same ones I'm using for my lighting now. Sony, I forget the series, but they are not expensive at all. You can see at the bottom of each unit, we've got our mounting right there. So essentially, if you want to build these out on a cage next to the preview monitor, use an arm, very easy to do. On-off switch is at the bottom, right above the pair button. But once you've got them paired up and you have the actual antennas on board, which they do have nice little rubber caps on here, you're good to go. I mean, pair it up and you actually have something that years ago would have cost a fortune, you now have at a fraction of the price. And that's what's nice. That's what was intriguing about this. Had Hollyland said to me, we want to send you a $3,000 system, I would have hesitated because I don't feel that would necessarily be attractive to everyone that watches my channel. But the fact that this is a affordable transmitter that is wireless, that's going to deliver 1080p. I'm not sure about how much latency. Hopefully not too much latency. It seems like a solid buy. Now, I will have to test it. I will. Don't worry. I'm not giving this a blessing blindly. I never do that, and this wouldn't be the first time. But overall, again, at its price point, if it does deliver 1080p as promised wirelessly, as long as you're within that 300-foot range, this is the receiver, this is the transmitter. Should have been fairly obvious had I looked at the front at the very beginning, but I was able to identify that based on the HDMI array. Considering this is the only one that has an input, we knew that had to be the transmitter and the receiver would have the output. But again, at its price point, I think it's very hard to beat. If you're aware of other systems that do compete with this directly at a similar price point here in the States, let me know. Again, I will get to testing it, but again, this is the Hollyland Mars 300 wireless dual HDMI transmission system for field broadcasting, really anywhere. I mean, it can be in studio, outside of studio, but of course, the benefit here is wireless and also portability, the form factor. And yes, they do have more expensive systems, but again, I felt like this was the right fit, especially if you're looking at something like shooting something with the A6400, any of those things. This appears to be a solid option. Again, until I test it, I'm not endorsing the product, just sharing it with all of you. Link in the description. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. Hit that like button, and as usual, please feel free to subscribe. Later.